To be here today, Mr. Chairman, and to you all for as well as inviting. I'm here today because I'm concerned about the liberal media who's been defining us as a party, defining me as a minority, defining me as a young person, and quite frankly, getting that definition wrong almost every time. The chairman had talked extensively about how we're going to continue to make people understand that the Republican Party is a party that's open for everyone. That we have an opportunity we don't have to change what we believe as a party. We've got an opportunity to go out and tell our story that we're the party of limited government, we're the party of personal responsibility. And like I've said before, I didn't receive those values from the members of Congress that I work for. I didn't receive them when I got to college. I learned them in my predominantly African-American church, Bethlehem Baptist Church in Lawton, Oklahoma. Those values are just a part of who I am as a person. And the Republican Party, I believe, is the last great hope, not just for this nation, but for this entire world. If we falter, if we fail, I'm concerned about what this place will look like for my children. And so I'm excited to be here. Growing up in Oklahoma, in a small town, or mid to small town, about 100,000 people of Lawton, Oklahoma, I've gotten a chance to experience all types of diversity, and what I have figured out is that most people want exactly the same thing. They want a better opportunity for their children and their grandchildren. That's what this party's been about from day one, and we've got to go out and tell that message. And so I'm so excited to be a part of that. And as I look over the horizon, I'm just encouraged by the other young people that I see. The liberal media would have you believe that there's nobody that looks like the people on the stage that have an R behind their name, and that's just not the case. When my colleagues elected me in January to serve as the Speaker of the House, the youngest speaker in the history of the state of Oklahoma, they didn't do it because of how I look. They did it because of the work ethic that I have, and because I promised to make them chairman of the committee. No, that's a joke. They did it because they fundamentally believe that we have an opportunity in Oklahoma to be really an example for the rest of the nation. I think there's one thing we can all agree on, is that we cannot continue to wait for the federal government to lead, whether it's in the areas of health care, or you're talking about economic development or infrastructure. The federal government, I think, has proven it's either incapable or unwilling to make the necessary changes that are going to move this country forward. There's going to be reform in the country. I believe it's going to happen in the 50 capitals around the state government. So I'm so excited to lend my voice and hopefully to also shed some light on what I think is, again, America's last great hope.
I'll tell you something else about TW, because we've spent time on the road. Obviously, very articulate, but he's also pretty tough on an airplane with wild turbulence. I'm a guy who flies every other day, so I can take a lot. But there are sometimes like the plane is going crazy, and he's one of these guys, while the plane's going nuts, just turning the page on the newspaper. So very respected that way, for sure. All right, Karen.